If you are caring for someone else, whether paid or unpaid, and no matter how many hours you do it, did you realise that you may be missing out on thousands of pounds of discounts for things that you may use every day? The Able to Care podcast is proud to be sponsored by the UK's #1 carers card. Started by two best friends who recognise that carers deserve better and are 100% committed to helping to change the lives of all carers and bringing them together as a strong community. Carers Card UK provides support, recognition and rewards. It offers reassurance by providing an ID card that helps access emergency information when needed, while also unlocking discounts, a wellbeing hub, a carers circle tool and a community through their app. All of this for less than the price of a box of chocolates a year. There are discounts on gym membership, days out, electrical goods, clothing and even glasses. Let others know you care while taking a little care of yourself with an ID card you can be proud of. Visit carerscarduk.co.uk/promo code/able to care today to order yours. Hello and welcome to the Able to Care podcast. I'm your host, Andy Baker, and in this episode, I'm going to be covering the surprising words that calm even the toughest of situations. So, for many of us, when we're dealing with behaviour that we're finding challenging or distressed or aggressive behaviour, one of our aims is to try and de-escalate the situation as quickly as we possibly can. De-escalation, or the art of resolving conflict through communication rather than force, or the principle of just not making it worse, is one of the toughest skills for people to develop. And there is no hard and fast rule that works in all situations. People, I think sometimes when we're on courses, kind of expect me to give them that one magic word that just kind of causes a person to go, oh, that's okay. One of the ones that people obviously make the mistake of is thinking that calm down is going to work, and which it definitely doesn't. But having a few key scripts or phrases or approaches to utilize can significantly improve our likelihood of de-escalating the situation. So I'm going to give you some of those, or a particular strategy that we tend to teach and utilize. And our model, or one of the models we use, is what's called the help, prompt, wait, protect principle. Okay, and I'm just going to talk about some elements of that on the episode today. When we're looking at the help, prompt, wait, protect, it does all depend on where on a person's escalation cycle they are. So when we're looking at escalation, it isn't just a case of it's a on or off situation. Most people go through stages of escalation, although it may not seem like it. Some individuals do seem to just go, but there's often a bit of a build-up. Not with everybody, and some people can have that real kind of switch and dichotomy in those two reactions. That tends to be more because they don't inhibit or recognize their emotions in the same way, rather than it isn't possible. If we intervene early, this is where people have a better, more choice available to them. But let's say we go into a situation, we have an individual who's highly distressed. The first thing we need to do is make sure that we're framing why we're there. Most people, when they're behaving a certain way, are expecting a particular reaction to that behavior. Especially if we're working with individuals who've experienced early life trauma and abuse, there's going to be an expectation that I act out like this, people are going to shout at me, hit me, whatever. So therefore, a lot of people, when they're acting that way, will immediately become defensive. They'll immediately start to go, I'm ready for the confrontation. I'm ready to have my behavior challenged. Okay. So one of the important things that we can do is framing our purpose of being there. So when we're working with somebody that we do care about, that we want to support, that we want to help, well, let's lead in with that to let them know why we're there, not to tell them off. So this is where we start off with the help. So look, I can see you're distressed. I want to help. I'm not angry. You're not in trouble. Anything along those lines. Nothing, just making it very explicit. I'm not here to confront you. I'm not here to challenge you. I'm not here to tell you off. I'm here to help you. So we're trying to frame it straight away of what our purpose is, that we're trying to step into their world and see the world through their eyes. We're trying to either help them, or is it help, hug, or be heard, is really kind of those three elements is what most people are going to need from us in a situation of confrontation. Do they need help, do they need a hug, or do they need to be heard? Do they just need to vent? Okay. So ask that question, set up to start off with. Now, there's other elements that go into our help, prompt, wait, protect principle. That help actually is an acronym, which is the stress that's occurring. Is it a human? Is it somebody winding them up? Is it emotional, cognitive, the way they're feeling or the way they're thinking? Is it something about the environment, the location? Or is it the P being the physical? Are they in pain? Are they hungry? Are they tired? What are the stress factors that might be affecting? So we're also, as we're approaching on that help, we're also thinking about what could be the problem here? What's wrong for them? What are they feeling right now? Or what might have happened in the past that could be affecting this moment? Okay. But the help bit is, look, I can see you're upset. I'm here to help. You're not in trouble. Do you need my help? Do you need me to support you? Or do you need to be heard? There's our first step. Next step, if they don't respond to that, is then going into prompt. Now, when we're prompting, we always want to prompt the behavior we want, not the behavior we don't want. If you tell a child, don't press that button, you're immediately triggering the increased likelihood of them touching that button. Just like said, don't look now, and everybody then looks. Because when you're told not to do something, you have to imagine yourself doing it, but then inhibit yourself from doing it. So straight away, it makes it much harder not to do. So don't say what you don't want to do, target in the positive, make sure you tell them or encourage them to do what you do want to do. But at the same time, validate their feelings. So if I go, I can see you're upset. I'm here to help. I'm not angry. I'm just here to help you. Second step, prompting if they don't respond to that. Look, I can see you're really upset and it's okay to be angry, but I need you to keep your hands to yourself and keep your voice down. Okay. Rather than going, stop shouting and stop hitting, we always tell them what we do want. Keep your hands to yourself and lower your voice or lower the volume. Okay. Or speak to me calmly. Whatever it is, but what do you want? And that's where we're prompting that behavior that we're looking for. So we go in with the help. We frame why we're here, that we're here to help and support them, not here to condemn them, punish them, whatever. Next, we're going to prompt, what do we want them to do within the wait phase? So this is help, prompt. And when it comes to wait, if an individual is in a significant heightened state of arousal, they may even find that difficult or following that prompt very difficult to do. So if you imagine we have a situation like, look, I can see you're upset and I really want to help you. Why don't you come and sit down with me and tell me everything that's bothering you? Okay, so that's then we've helped initially. Then we've prompted a behavior that's incompatible. If we're sitting down, when we're agitated, we move around. So sitting down is more calming. And explaining to me and communicating with me allows us to resolve the situation. If, however, they respond to that with, I'm not ever sitting down, they may be in the wait phase rather than the prompt phase. They're not following the prompt, so we may need to wait. But we can be clear again about the process, okay? So it could be a case of, look, I really want to hear what's upsetting you. I really want to help you, but I need you to, and you just reiterate the same point. So I need you to, okay, of whatever the behavior is, to sit down with me and tell me what's going on, or to keep your hands to yourself and to lower your volume. So step one, offer some form of help and framing of why you're there. Step two, we prompt the incompatible behavior, but make sure you also validate that their feelings are okay and you accept their feelings. But at the same time, you're asking and making a request of what behavior you need rather than what you need them to stop. The third phase, which is the wait, you frame it that I am here, I'm ready for you when you need me to be, but I need you to do this first. And then that's when you leave it as far as that wait stage and you maintain your calm. Calm is contagious as fear and panic. And then you wait for that individual to go through the process, to process that information. Don't rush this too much. Many of us, I'm sure many of you listening to this, have been very upset at some point and had somebody keep talking and keep prompting and keep saying stuff. And it hasn't helped you to de-escalate. In fact, it's just made you more and more agitated. Remember what works for you when you're emotionally dysregulated, and therefore what's going to work for others. You know, if you have an argument with your partner and they keep pestering, going, what's wrong? They reach that point going, it's just you, just leave me alone, because you need that calm state. You need to be able to self-regulate for a second. Now, for some individuals, they can't self-regulate by just having complete space. They need you to be that co-regulation for them. They need you to be that unassailable safe base, that calm person. If you're panicking, you are sometimes communicating to others that they're not safe. Just like when a dog owner's walking along and sees another dog coming towards and they pull their dog really close in and hold on tight. Basically, they're communicating to their own dog, this is a dangerous situation, be ready, which actually increases the likelihood of a fight occurring as a result. You need to stay calm to communicate safety and calm for the other person. Easier said than done, and we'll definitely cover some strategies on that in another episode. But the wait stage is allow that space emotionally for them to calm, but be there as an unassailable safe base, a co-regulation if they need that, depending on the person. Now, the protect stage, so it's help, prompt, wait, protect. The protect stage is if there is a danger to you, themselves, or others, we may need to remove ourselves or create some safe space. And this is where we're going into our dynamic risk assessment, which I've covered on another episode before, that we should be thinking about. Do I need to give distance? Do I need to create space for my safety, or do I have to protect them? Do I have to contain them in some way for their safety? And this is where it's a very carefully weighed up risk assessment to decide is that appropriate or not, what the appropriate action is. Okay. But otherwise, key phrases. I'm here to help, you're not in trouble. Or I'm here to help, I'm not here to tell you off. I want to help you, I'm not here to have a go. Second stage, then we're going into the prompt. Look, I can see you're upset and it's okay that you're angry, but I need you to keep your hands to yourself and lower your volume. Or come and sit down with me and tell me everything that's going on. We're then prompting what we want. Next stage, wait. When you feel ready, I'm here to listen to you. But first I need you to, and then leave it, let it sit with them, and we wait, staying calm throughout. Last stage, protect, remove yourself if necessary. Help, prompt, wait, protect tool is a really useful strategy we can use in all sorts of situations to help to de-escalate appropriately. Hope you found that useful. Thanks for listening. Have you ever encountered an adult or child's behaviour that has felt difficult, overwhelming, or challenging? Have you sometimes felt at a loss of what to do, or know that you didn't handle it quite right? People are complex and unpredictable, and their behaviour can be like the weather. We've all made the mistake of looking out the window and feeling safe to wear shorts, but 5 minutes later wishing for an umbrella. What if, like a weatherman, you understood how humidity, temperature, and pressure all come together to cause the weather, allowing you to better prepare, predict, and respond, and prevent ever having a picnic ruined by a thunderstorm ever again? My book, called Targeting the Positive with Behaviours that Challenge, helps you to become the weatherman of behaviour. It provides you with a toolkit to increase competency, confidence, resilience, and empathy, so you feel more assured about how to respond to distressed or dysregulated behaviours in others, including those affected by trauma, mental health, neurodiversity, learning disabilities, or dementia. Build better connections, achieve de-escalation, and improve outcomes for yourself and those you engage with my celebrated 6-stage target model, a step-by-step process to reduce distress for everyone. Discover my empowering, person-centered guide in Targeting the Positive, written by me, Andy Baker, available from online bookstores worldwide. Find a link in the description and order today.